When marine biologist Dr. Rachel Turner launched her drone for a routine ocean scan, she anticipated capturing serene aquatic life and coral reefs. But what flashed on her screen was far more alarming: a graveyard of downed planes and sunken container ships. Her heart pounded as she piloted the drone closer, realizing this was no ordinary underwater sight. What she found inside one of the wrecks left her utterly speechless, something no one was meant to ever lay eyes on. Rachel couldn't believe her eyes as she navigated the drone through the watery graveyard. Twisted metal and broken hulls spanned as far as the eye could see on the screen. Her fingers danced over the remote controls, zooming in on the ghostly shapes below. Each ship and plane looked eerily untouched by time, preserved in the cold embrace of the ocean. She had never seen anything like it. She piloted the drone closer, its camera capturing every detail of this underwater anomaly. From the quiet hum of the drone, she could discern aircraft wings emblazoned with faded insignias and ships bearing rusted names. Rachel maneuvered the drone through shattered windows and open cargo holds, absorbing every haunting image. Each pass revealed more questions than answers, deepening her curiosity and gnawing apprehension about what was going on. Rachel's heart pounded in her chest as she continued to explore this bizarre, uncharted area. The sight of so many lost vessels, each with its own story of tragedy or mystery, was overwhelming. She wondered how it was possible for such a collection to remain hidden for so long. Yet it was clear. This was no random assortment. Something deliberate lay beneath the surface of those cold, dark waters. Inside one of the larger wrecks, Rachel's drone discovered something that made her sit back in shock. The drone's lights illuminated a room filled with strange devices and eerie artifacts. She captured images of what looked like old documents, maps, and cryptic symbols hanging on the walls. This was not just a shipwreck. It was a treasure trove of secrets that no one was ever meant to find, deepening the mystery even further. Undeterred by the chilling find, Rachel decided to investigate the wreckage further. She guided her drone into the depths of the ship, maneuvering through tight corridors and past obstacles. Every corner held new discoveries: mechanical contraptions, dusty logbooks, and artifacts that seemed out of place in a maritime setting. Her curiosity drove her deeper, determined to uncover the origins of these perplexing finds and their connection to the graveyard. Rachel quickly deduced that none of the ships and planes had any records in publicly accessible databases. She combed through maritime logs, aviation records, and historical accounts, but found nothing matching the missing vessels. This massive graveyard seemed to be a collection of ghosts, absent from official histories. It was almost as if they had been deliberately erased, a fact that only fueled her determination to unravel this deep-sea mystery. Frustrated but not defeated, Rachel decided to contact experts in maritime history for any information. She sent out emails and made phone calls, explaining her unsettling discoveries. Responses trickled in, but the details were sparse and unhelpful. A few historians expressed interest, but most were skeptical or dismissive. Still, Rachel persisted, convinced that someone out there knew something about this strange undersea collection and its secrets. Rachel's persistence paid off when she stumbled upon a few identifiable wrecks with enigmatic historical archives. These records were shrouded in mystery, often accompanied by strange, unexplained gaps in their timelines. Some spoke of secret voyages and undisclosed cargo, while others hinted at disappearances under suspicious circumstances. While the information was scant and fragmentary, it was enough to spark new directions for Rachel's investigation and to deepen the overall mystique. As Rachel delved deeper into the records, the suspense around the origins of the wrecks began to mount. With each uncovered document and mysterious log entry, she pieced together a convoluted puzzle that seemed to span decades, if not centuries. The air around her buzzed with excitement and tension as she sensed she was on the brink of a groundbreaking discovery. The narrative was shifting from one of lost ships and planes to something far more sinister. Warnings and mysterious messages began to surface, urging Rachel to stop her investigation. Emails, letters, and even phone calls all carried the same ominous tone: cease immediately. At first, she dismissed them as pranks or the work of overzealous individuals. However, the persistent nature of the warnings made her uneasy. Yet, the curiosity that had driven her this far was now overshadowed by a sense of dread and intrigue. She decided to ignore the threats and pushed on with her research. Rachel was determined to get to the bottom of the mystery, regardless of the growing peril. Each new find seemed to pull her deeper into a web of secrets. She double-checked her equipment, ensuring the drone was ready for more extensive explorations, fully aware that time was of the essence. Her resolve only strengthened with every threatening message she received. Rachel meticulously catalogued the ship names and their peculiar details. She gathered data from every piece of metal the drone scanned and every nameplate that was still legible. She noted the faded insignias and unique markings, piecing together the histories as best as she could. Rachel spent countless nights comparing her notes, cross-referencing them with whatever fragmentary records she could access. Her journal became a treasure trove of bewildering yet compelling information. A recurring pattern of deliberate misdirection started to emerge. The ship names, their insignias, and even the locations where they supposedly went down seemed to be intentionally altered. Some names appeared in multiple logs, but with different destinations and departure dates. The deeper Rachel dug, the more she became convinced that someone had gone to great lengths to obscure the truth. The inconsistencies hinted at a broader, more sinister agenda at play. Rachel's research notes were tampered with, and online records became corrupted. Files she had meticulously compiled suddenly showed signs of unauthorized access. Pages in her journal were torn out, and digital logs in her computer had been mysteriously altered or deleted. Her frustration grew as progress seemed constantly sabotaged. She took extra precautions, backing up her data in multiple secure locations. Yet, the knowledge that someone was actively working against her fueled her resolve. She received anonymous threats urging her to cease her investigation immediately. These weren't just emails anymore. She found threatening letters slipped under her door. The language was menacing, warning that her persistence would lead to dire consequences. Rachel felt isolated but refused to give in. She knew she was onto something monumental, and the threats only confirmed the significance of her findings. She prepared herself for whatever came next, more resolute than ever. Rachel noticed her drone feed was hijacked briefly at critical moments. While piloting the drone through a particularly important section of the wreckage, her screen flickered and the feed cut out momentarily. When it came back, the drone had slightly changed position. It happened more than once, each time during a crucial discovery. She knew she couldn't attribute it to mere technical glitches. Someone was intercepting her transmissions and manipulating her findings. She became increasingly suspicious that someone was monitoring her actions closely. Outside her home, she spotted unfamiliar vehicles parked for hours. Her internet connection was intermittently disrupted, and her phone calls were plagued with strange noises. Rachel's every move felt scrutinized, heightening her tension. Yet, she methodically continued her work, operating under the knowledge that vigilance was crucial. Small acts of caution became routine as she navigated this shadowy dance with her unseen adversary. The drone narrowly avoided sabotage during a deep dive investigation. While exploring an intriguing potential lead, the drone's controls suddenly became unresponsive, veering dangerously close to jagged rocks. Rachel's quick thinking and reflexes managed to regain control just in time, narrowly averting disaster. Shaken but not defeated, she returned the drone to the surface for a thorough check. The incident confirmed her worst fears. Someone was willing to go to extreme lengths to stop her. Rachel remained undeterred, driven by a need to uncover the truth. The near sabotage only solidified her resolve. She tightened her operational security, employing new protocols to shield her efforts from prying eyes. Each day, she carried on, knowing that the answers lay just beneath the surface, hidden amongst the wrecks. Despite the mounting pressure, Rachel's commitment to uncovering the deepest secrets kept her moving forward, unwavering in her pursuit of the truth. She reached out to an old acquaintance, an investigative journalist named Alex. Rachel knew Alex's expertise could offer invaluable insights into the perplexing underwater graveyard. After an initial cryptic conversation, Alex agreed to meet her, intrigued by her findings. Rachel felt a sense of hope rise within her as she prepared to share the mysterious details she had unearthed. This could be the key to unraveling the secrets hidden beneath the sea. Alex had been researching similar wreckage patterns for years. His extensive background in investigating unsolved maritime mysteries and downed aircraft made him an expert in this field. He had compiled countless files, pieced together obscured records, and analysed maritime logs. With a passion fueled by both curiosity and skepticism, Alex had spent years connecting the dots. Rachel realised that his wealth of knowledge could help them break open this enigmatic case. Rachel met with Alex at a small, obscure cafe to exchange information and gain insights. Over cups of strong coffee, they pored over her drone footage and Alex's old files. The backdrop of clinking cutlery and murmuring patrons faded as they intensely discussed their findings. Rachel handed over a USB stick containing her drone scans, while Alex produced maps and documents he had collected over the years. Their collaboration seemed destined. The journalist provided crucial background knowledge on past government cover-ups. Alex revealed extensive documentation on secret military experiments and clandestine missions that seemingly vanished without a trace. These weren't just ships lost to the abyss. They were parts of operations never reported in official records. The wrecks Rachel had uncovered began to make a twisted kind of sense as Alex outlined the historical nuances and hidden agendas that matched the patterns. Alex explained how multiple countries had hidden dangerous experiments at sea. From covert weapons testing to biological and chemical trials, various governments conducted high-risk operations far from prying eyes. These activities resulted in numerous vessels being sent to their watery graves, often with their crews left as collateral damage. Rachel listened intently, feeling a chill as she realized the scope and extent of what they were dealing with. Rachel learned about the geopolitical stakes connected to the sunken wrecks. Each piece of evidence pointed to power plays between nations that could have far-reaching implications. Alex pointed out how these covert operations often aligned with periods of heightened political tension or conflict. The discoveries beneath the sea weren't just maritime mysteries. They were pieces in a larger, more dangerous game. Understanding this elevated Rachel's sense of urgency and responsibility. Alex shared documentation linking the wrecks to clandestine government actions. He produced declassified reports, redacted correspondences, and cryptic memos that hinted at the involvement of several countries. These documents connected the dots between the wrecks Rachel had discovered and historic covert operations. Some papers were so heavily redacted they were nearly unreadable, stoking their curiosity even more. Rachel could feel the weight of a monumental mystery on their shoulders. Rachel and Alex decided to join forces to delve deeper into the investigation. Both realized that their combined expertise and resources could unlock secrets that had been buried for decades. They agreed on a plan. Rachel would continue using her drone for underwater exploration, while Alex would dig into more historical records and seek unidentified sources. They formalized their partnership over handshakes, ready to uncover the truth no matter the cost. The two embarked on a high-risk expedition to gather more evidence. Armed with Rachel's drone and Alex's extensive background knowledge, they set out to explore new areas of the mysterious underwater site. They rented a boat equipped with advanced sonar and communication systems to support their mission. Each day brought them closer to potential breakthroughs. Though aware of the dangers, their determination to uncover the hidden truths only grew stronger. As Rachel explored the depths, she realized time was running out. The hostile forces trying to sabotage her efforts were getting more aggressive. Every dive felt like a race against an invisible clock, knowing that any discovery could be their last chance. Rachel felt the immense pressure, but her resolve grew stronger. Guided by Alex's insights and her own tenacity, she pushed the drone further, hoping to uncover the ultimate piece of the puzzle. Rachel began receiving more desperate threats from an unidentified antagonist. It started with anonymous emails, but soon escalated to phone calls and hand-delivered letters. Each message warned her to stop her investigation immediately or face dire consequences. The tone and specificity of the threats made it clear that her discoveries were striking a nerve. Rachel was even more convinced that she was onto something monumental and dangerous, but she couldn't turn back now. Rachel's drone narrowly escaped another presumed attack while deep underwater. As it scanned an area near a heavily damaged container ship, an abrupt jolt nearly sent it crashing into a jagged metal structure. She quickly maneuvered the drone to safety, her heart pounding. Clearly, someone was trying to interfere with her exploration. Each close call only fueled Rachel's determination to uncover the truth behind these wrecks, certain that these threats pointed towards something significant. She pushed the drone to its limits, nearly capturing the exact container of interest. Guiding the drone with precision, Rachel weaved it through tight spaces and over treacherous wreckage. She focused intensely on the screen, determined to document everything. As she zoomed in on the container, the drone's motor began to overheat, warning alarms blaring. She had to pull it back just in time, noting how close she had come to uncovering the heart of the mystery. The antagonist's interference suggested they were getting closer to the secret. Intercepted signals, hijacked feeds, and now this near sabotage confirmed Rachel's suspicions. The closer she got to the container, the more aggressive the interference became. Alex analysed the incident and concluded that their mysterious adversary was using sophisticated technology to thwart them. This revelation only made Rachel and Alex more determined, realising they were inching closer to a significant breakthrough. Rachel and Alex increased their efforts to uncover the truth before it was too late. Long nights blurred into early mornings as they worked tirelessly, piecing together fragments of information. Rachel fine-tuned her drone for deeper dives, while Alex sifted through historical records for anything they might have missed. Their sense of urgency grew with each passing day. They knew that revealing the secrets of these wrecks could change everything, making their mission more crucial than ever. They began to suspect a high-level conspiracy and felt the urgency of their mission. The deliberate nature of the interference, coupled with the historical documentation Alex had found, painted a disturbing picture. Governments, secret experiments, and missing vessels all intertwined in a convoluted web. The stakes felt higher than ever, and Rachel and Alex realized they might be up against powerful forces, keen on keeping these secrets buried. Their focus sharpened as they prepared for the hardest part of their journey. Rachel received cryptic hints that the time to find the truth was short. Anonymous messages hinted at imminent discoveries, guiding her to specific coordinates and key locations. Though the origins of these messages were mysterious, the urgency was clear. Ignoring the danger, Rachel and Alex decided to follow these leads, convinced they were on the brink of something monumental. They scrutinized every hint, cross-referencing them with their data, and set out for their final high-stakes dives. The duo narrowly avoided a presumed government intervention to stop their progress. While preparing for another underwater expedition, they noticed a patrol boat circling their location. Suspecting a potential raid, they quickly concealed their equipment and disguised their mission. The tension was palpable as they watched the patrol boat eventually drift away. This close call underscored the dangers they faced, but it also cemented their commitment. Determined, Rachel and Alex redoubled their efforts, knowing time was not on their side. As tension heightened, Rachel planned a high-risk dive to finally uncover the clue. Consulting with Alex, she mapped out the last unexplored sections of the underwater graveyard. This dive would be the most challenging, requiring every ounce of expertise and courage. They gathered all necessary tools, double-checked their equipment, and coordinated their plan down to the minute. The gravity of their mission weighed heavily, but Rachel's resolve was unshakable. She was ready to risk everything to unveil the ultimate secret. Equipped with new knowledge and tools, Rachel and Alex prepared for the final dive. They had upgraded the drone's capabilities, making it more resilient to both natural and human threats. With Alex providing real-time support from the surface, Rachel guided the drone through the labyrinth of wreckage. Each moment was critical as they aimed to finally reach the container of interest. This dive was their last chance to uncover the truth before it was too late. Their preparations included securing backups in case of another sabotage attempt. Rachel and Alex meticulously duplicated every bit of data, storing it in multiple secure locations. They encrypted files and even used physical copies to ensure their findings couldn't be erased. Extra drones were prepped and tested. The measures they took were exhaustive, but necessary given the escalating threats. This redundancy gave them a safety net, ensuring that even if one avenue was compromised, their mission could still continue. Rachel launched the drone, navigating the dangerous underwater terrain carefully. The drone glided through the water, its sensors and cameras capturing every nook and cranny. Every movement was deliberate, as Rachel steered it through tight gaps between wrecks. Her eyes narrowed in concentration as she avoided underwater flora and fauna that could hinder their progress. The high-definition screens in the control center flickered with real-time images, confirming the drone was on the right track. They faced a series of close calls, full of near disasters during the exploration. The drone narrowly avoided getting snagged by a floating mass of netting left behind by fishing vessels. At one point, turbulent underwater currents threatened to push it into sharp rocks. Rachel's steady hands on the controls were the only thing standing between success and catastrophe. Each obstacle they encountered emphasized the fragile nature of their mission, but Rachel's skill kept them moving forward. The drone finally located the target container ship housing the mysterious documents. The enormous rusting hulk loomed on their screens, its once mighty hull now a decaying relic. Alex let out a sigh of relief as Rachel positioned the drone to get a closer look. The containment structure that held the documents stood out against the backdrop of tangled metal and eroded containers. Excitement surged through both of them as the culmination of their preparations appeared within reach. Alex provided guidance and moral support from the control center. His eyes scanned multiple data points, ready to offer Rachel valuable insights. He monitored sonar readings, drone metrics, and environmental conditions, ensuring everything was optimal. His calm voice broke the tension, providing steady, reassuring instructions. Every alert and anomaly was met with quick-thinking solutions, bolstering Rachel's confidence. Despite the physical distance, Alex's presence felt like a tether, grounding the high-stakes operation. Rachel's skillful piloting helped avoid late-stage obstacles. Her expertise was evident as she navigated the drone through the twisted wreckage and potential traps. The underwater currents created unpredictable challenges, but Rachel adjusted fluidly, dodging metal shards and remnants of the past. The sophisticated control system responded to her every command, maneuvering the drone seamlessly. Her focus never wavered, knowing that one wrong move could spell disaster. Each successful bypass brought them closer to their ultimate goal. She maneuvered the drone into the wreck, skillfully avoiding remaining traps. The interior was a labyrinth of tangled beams and disintegrating cargo. Rachel operated the drone with precision, threading it through narrow passages and around precarious obstacles. Despite the eerie silence and the looming dangers, her confidence never waned. As they delved deeper, the drone's lights illuminated remnants of past lives, underscoring the gravity of their mission. The final target was almost within reach. Intent on retrieving the documents, Rachel instructed the drone with precision. She guided it to the specific compartment where the classified materials were stored. Using its mechanical arm, the drone carefully extracted the preserved documents from their casing. Each movement required unparalleled focus to avoid damaging the fragile papers. The control center buzzed with excitement as the precious cargo was secured. Rachel's hands were steady, her eyes locked on the screen, ensuring every maneuver was executed flawlessly. The drone retrieved the classified documents from the container ship. With a steady grip, the drone's arm grasped the secured case, slowly pulling it free from its resting place. Alex watched with bated breath as Rachel maneuvered the drone back through the maze of wreckage. Once clear of the container ship, the ascent toward the surface began. Each meter closed the gap to safety, and both felt a growing sense of accomplishment. Their mission was nearing a pivotal breakthrough. Rachel began to understand the magnitude of what she had uncovered. As the drone surfaced and the retrieved documents were brought aboard, the reality of their discovery set in. These papers held secrets that had been buried underwater for decades, maybe longer. Rachel examined the container, its contents hinting at dark, hidden histories. What they had found was no ordinary wreckage. It was a nexus of untold stories and clandestine operations, ripe for unveiling. She shared the discovery with Alex, who was equally astounded. The crumbling papers and cryptic diagrams gave them a jigsaw puzzle of secrets hidden over decades. As they pored over the documents in their makeshift lab on the boat, the magnitude of what they were holding dawned upon them. Alex looked at Rachel with wide eyes, realizing the implications of their find could shake the foundations of what they knew. The documents detailed secret government knowledge of advanced alien technology, schematics of unfamiliar machinery, coded messages, and even photographs that defied logical explanation filled the pages. The bizarre symbols and alien scripts suggested a level of technological sophistication far beyond anything publicly known. Both Rachel and Alex's hands trembled with a mixture of awe and trepidation as they sifted through each page, slowly piecing together the fragments of an extraordinary hidden narrative. Rachel and Alex realized the global implications of this information. If true, the documents hinted at a collaboration, or perhaps competition, among the world's superpowers over alien technology. This wasn't just a local or national issue, it had potential reverberations around the globe. They knew that unveiling these secrets could alter geopolitical dynamics and possibly even humanity's understanding of its place in the universe. The weight of this realization settled heavily on their shoulders. They debated the safest way to make this information public. Rachel leaned toward immediately alerting the scientific community, while Alex suggested more caution, fearing backlash from powerful entities. Every possibility carried risks. Revealing the truth too abruptly might invite unforeseen consequences, but withholding it seemed equally perilous. As dusk fell, their discussion grew more intense, each aware that the path they chose might save or endanger countless lives, including their own. Rachel understood the risks, but felt the truth had to be revealed. She argued passionately that keeping such monumental findings in the dark would be an injustice to humanity. These discoveries could propel scientific advancements and possibly foster global cooperation. Her eyes reflected a fervent determination as she implored Alex to see the bigger picture. The conversation tilted toward transparency, but the risks remained daunting, casting long shadows over their makeshift workspace. Alex proposed a cautious approach to ensure their safety. He suggested a methodical dissemination of the information, involving only trusted individuals at first to mitigate potential dangers. He emphasized the need for strategic planning to outmaneuver any forces that might want to silence them. They both agreed that discretion was key and decided to draw up a list of reliable contacts who could help them navigate this perilous revelation process. They documented their findings meticulously to prevent misinterpretation. Rachel catalogued each document, photograph, and diagram with painstaking detail, ensuring nothing was left to chance. Alex used his journalistic expertise to draft comprehensive reports, anticipating the questions and scrutiny their findings would invoke. Every piece of evidence was cross-referenced and backed up multiple times. Their methodical approach aimed to present an irrefutable case, safeguarding the authenticity and impact of their groundbreaking discovery. Rachel and Alex identified trustworthy individuals to help disseminate the truth. They focused on finding experts in various fields, including notable scientists, fellow journalists, and even some discreet governmental insiders known for their integrity. Carefully vetting each potential ally, they formed a small circle of confidants. The duo felt a sense of guarded optimism, believing that with the right support, they could safely bring their findings to light and alter the course of history. They took steps to protect themselves from potential repercussions. Rachel installed new security measures at her home and lab, and Alex arranged for encrypted communication channels. They practiced routines to detect if they were being followed and took pains to keep their locations secret. This cloak and dagger existence was a stark change, but necessary. As they fortified their defences, their resolve to safely reveal the truth grew stronger, knowing how much was at stake. Rachel decided on a strategically timed release of the information. She scheduled the reveal to coincide with a major scientific conference, ensuring maximum visibility and impact. Coordinating with Alex, she prepared a series of staged disclosures to build credibility and momentum. They arranged for the evidence to be simultaneously shared with key media outlets and trusted scientific bodies. This calculated approach aimed to safeguard the truth from being buried and ensure it reached a global audience. The revelation of the document's contents began to break into public awareness. News outlets picked up the story, social media buzzed with speculation, and experts weighed in on the potential implications. Scientific communities across the globe started to discuss the newfound evidence, with debates ranging from skepticism to full support. The public's interest surged as more details emerged, setting the stage for a dramatic unravelling of long-hidden truths. Rachel and Alex faced immediate backlash from powerful entities. Government officials, industry leaders and media moguls all sought to discredit the evidence. Press releases labelled the discovery as a hoax, while shadowy figures attempted to undermine their credibility. Legal threats began to mount, designed to silence them. Despite the orchestrated attempts to delegitimize their work, Rachel and Alex remained resolute, knowing the importance of their findings. They stood firm, supported by a network of allies and legally secure positions. Colleagues from the scientific community and journalistic world rallied around them, offering resources and protection. Legal experts provided counsel, ensuring that their evidence was safeguarded against confiscation or tampering. Bolstered by this support, Rachel and Alex continued to share their findings, building a robust and undeniable case that began to shift the tide of public opinion. As the truth spread, global reactions ranged from disbelief to panic. Governments worldwide scrambled to respond to the revelations, some vehemently denying involvement, while others called for investigations. The scientific community was abuzz with lively debates, and ordinary citizens expressed a mix of fear and curiosity. Protests erupted in some areas, demanding transparency from their leaders. The world was gripped by the unfolding narrative, aware that something monumental was being revealed. Governments scrambled to explain and mitigate their involvement in the cover-up. Press conferences were held, and official statements hurriedly crafted. Some admitted to historical incidents but downplayed the significance, while others outright denied any knowledge. Meanwhile, internal investigations were launched to identify the sources of the leaks. The frantic attempts to control the narrative only fueled public suspicion and interest, making it increasingly clear that these revelations had struck a deep, undeniable chord. Rachel and Alex provided clear, undeniable evidence to support the document's validity. High-resolution scans, cross-referenced with historical records and corroborated by multiple experts, left little room for doubt. They conducted interviews, held press conferences, and released comprehensive reports. Each piece of evidence further validated their claims, drawing more attention and support. The meticulous presentation of facts convinced even the staunchest skeptics, fortifying their position and widening the gap for rebuttal. The story sparked a global conversation on extraterrestrial life and hidden knowledge. Intellectuals, scientists, and philosophers debated the ramifications of these revelations. Could humanity's understanding of technology and history be fundamentally flawed? Talk shows, podcasts, and online forums were flooded with discussions, captivating audiences worldwide. Families gathered around their televisions, gripped by the ongoing coverage, while academic institutions planned special lectures. The ripple effect of Rachel and Alex's discovery was both profound and far-reaching. Rachel became an unexpected public figure, advocating for transparency and truth. Her passionate addresses and unwavering stance inspired many. She became a symbol of bravery and integrity, frequently appearing at conferences, interviews, and public forums. With Alex by her side, she spearheaded a movement demanding that hidden knowledge be brought to light. Rachel's transformation from a marine biologist to a notable advocate captured the hearts and minds of people worldwide. Alex continued to work on revealing other suppressed information worldwide. Leveraging his network of sources and his investigative prowess, he turned his attention to other dubious activities and hidden documents. His relentless pursuit of the truth brought new revelations to light, each one more shocking than the last. Alex's commitment to exposing the buried truths resonated globally, establishing him as a leading figure in the fight against secrecy and deceit. Together, they reshaped the world's understanding of advanced technology and the unknown. Rachel and Alex's combined efforts unveiled a world where the lines between science fiction and reality blurred. They pushed for the ethical use of these newfound technologies and advocated for continued exploration and transparency. Their journey from uncovering an underwater graveyard to changing the global dialogue cemented their legacy as pioneers in a new era of discovery and accountability.